So this next example is a little bit better for the area above and below the curve. It's a sine function above and below. Okay, so we can take a look at it, and just visually inspecting this, we can see that the area below from pi over 2, negative pi over 2, would be that area there, negative pi over 2, and the area from 0 to pi over 2 here is going to be above the x-axis. And if we were to talk about the displacement, okay, from that point to that point, we can anti-differentiate and work it out, although based on the symmetry, we can just say that the net displacement, or the integral from negative pi over 2 to pi over 2 of sine x dx, we can just say it's 0. Okay, we can do that. We can see that very clearly visually. Okay, so when we talk about the area, though, when we talk about the area, we want this area to add to this area. So this area, I'm not going to consider area as negative. There's no such thing as negative area. So I really want to calculate that area and independently calculate that area. Now they happen to be the same, so really if we just calculate one, we'll get the other. So if I'm going to do part A here, okay, so this is part A, I want the area is equal to the integral from, and it's going to be negative because I don't want the negative area, I want that's area below, so I have to change the sign from negative pi over 2 to 0 sine x dx plus the area from 0 to pi over 2 of sine x dx. And we should see that those areas in fact are equivalent, but we'll work it out anyways. We end up with negative of negative cos x, okay, from negative pi over 2 to 0. When we work that out, that's going to be cos x, or cos 0, minus cosine of negative pi over 2. Okay, so cosine negative pi over 2 is 0. That's what we're going to get for that part. So we end up with an area of 1. Now, if we do the other part, we should also see that we get an area of 1. Okay, they should be the same. So we end up with negative cosine x from 0 to pi over 2. Okay, that becomes plus negative cosine of pi over 2, or cosine of pi over 2 is 0, minus negative cosine of 0. Well, cosine of 0 is 1. So we get plus 0 plus minus minus or plus 1. So we end up with 0 plus 1. Okay, so there it is. So the area here is 1, the area here is 1, so the net area is going to be equal to 2. So the area equals 2 units squared. That will give us the area between the x-axis and the curve, not the displacement. If we talk about displacement, we're talking about a 0 displacement because the area above and below cancel each other out.